When you drag in these assets, some materials don't carry on all their properties. Like the property for color always stands true. It just comes in and works naturally as long as you clean up your MTL. But things like normal map and things like transparency do not. Okay, transparency is a whole different story, so is normal mapping. So let's kind of look at that. If I double click on the object, I have this. Right now this shader is called just a diffuse shader. That means it has one property, and that's this color. That's why I like teaching it this way, because in Blender it has like 16. But what really matters here? What can an engine actually do? Okay, that's important. Brick is not shiny, so I'm going to be using bump diffuse. And then it's going to ask me for the normal map. I can just hit select. And because I've named everything so perfectly, here's brick normal map. How did it get this? It's in my project folder. The texture is not marked as a normal map. I want to fix that. There we go. Easy as that. Now when you hit play, your camera is going to be way over here. To make it so that your camera is actually in world, you can click on your main camera and you can see where it's at in the world. You can go window layout, and I can switch between 2/3, 4 split. Your atypical 4 split is just your top, bottom, left, and right. But look at, I also get my hierarchy and my project. What I really love is the fact that it's got a preview now. That used to be not, they didn't have that back in the other ones. That means I can bring my camera and rotate it to kind of look at the building. And then I can use my arrow tool to zoom in on it. Now when I hit play, you'll see that I have the idea what it is and what it looks like. Alright, well one of these is going to be my perspective. That's this top one. I'm going to add a light to the scene. Game object, create other, and I'm going to use a directional light. I'll just rotate it around and rotate it again. Alright, we fixed our color and normal map. Let's fix our window. So the best thing you can do is go over here, highlight window large. There we go. So I went to default, and right here is window large. Again, this is a little bit different story. This one's called transparent diffuse. So bump diffuse. And voila, that fixes my window right up. Now let's go get that other window. The other small one. Again, first step in here is to export it. Wavefront object. This is going to go in the clean directory. That's located on my desktop. Unity workflow, clean assets. This is going to be called Windows Small. Export it. And remember, hit selection only and get rid of everything except for that. Okay, now in here I now have Windows Small. No, because I have to go clean it, right? Haha, it's a trick. I also need my texture. Paste that in. Good. And now I'll need my window small, my OBJ, and my MTL. The MTL will need to be changed up so it reflects a relative path. Save. Close that out. And then I can copy all three. And paste that in here. Okay, now I can go to Unity and look for window small. Okay, there we go. Should automatically update. This one is my render, so I can hit stop and then drag it in. Anytime that I'm in the play version and I drag something in, like take this for example, I'm in play and I drag something in. The minute I hit stop, that one goes away. When you're adding assets in the game as it's playing, they will go away when you hit stop. If you do it before you play, they'll stay around. Hitting F on the keyboard allows you to zoom right into it. Same with this one, F. And it's a lot of working with the orthographic views and lining everything up. So don't think that you're not going to be able to not use your orthographic views. It's pretty much essential. But here's an example of one object but multiple instances of. So even though it's one window with a texture, if I copy it 200 times, it'll always be in memory as one window, one texture. That's very powerful. In here, I'm going to duplicate. So I right click there. Right click, duplicate. Okay, I'm going to grab all three by holding shift. Rotate around and duplicate them and move those back here. There we go. So now I got a front and back. Okay, also I'm going to duplicate this one and rotate it just a little bit. In this case, I need to rotate it 90 degrees here and one here. Or, yeah. I guess it wouldn't matter the position. I'm just going to end up moving it anyway. Alright, now if you look at this window, I have a weird kind of transformation on it. If I go here to local, I have a better transformation because I'm using local space. So that's the difference between local and global. If you bring it in and it's on an angle, you can hit local and it will automatically straighten it out corresponding to local transformation. Shift D, or wait, duplicate by right click duplicate and move that over here. So now I have one on this side. There we go. We have a start of a building. Let's move on to the next video.